Welcome to the IELTS Listening Part 4, Gen Z edition. Let's start with Set 1, Slide 1. The question is, what is the main cause of pollution? The audio states, the main cause of pollution is industrial waste. Notice how pollution appears many times, which is a trap. However, the keywords main cause lead directly to industrial waste, giving us the answer. Moving to Slide 2, the question is, what is the real problem? The audio track says many people think it's climate change, but actually it's overfishing. Climate change is a trap because it is mentioned first. The phrase "but actually" signals that the answer follows, which is, quote, overfishing. For Slide 3, we ask, when was it first done? The audio mentions, the experiment was first done in 1990, then improved later. The word later is a distractor, but the keyword first points us directly to the date 1990. On Slide 4, the question is, were results accurate? The audio states, the results were not accurate at first, even though accurate is repeated. The crucial word not changes the meaning. Therefore, the answer is no. Slide 5 asks, what do students prefer? The audio says, students prefer online learning rather than traditional classes. The trap is traditional classes. The phrase prefer rather than indicates a preference for online learning, which is the correct answer. Now let's look at Set 2, Slide 6. The question is, where is the building? The audio states, the building is located near the river, not in the city center. City center is the trap. The word not tells us the correct location is near the river. For Slide 7, the question is, what is it now? The speaker says it was originally used as a school, but now it's a museum. School is the trap, as it was the original use. The keyword now directs us to the current function, which is a museum. Slide 8 asks, what happened in winter? The audio says, the temperature dropped significantly during winter. Although temperature is repeated, the answer is found in the verb that describes the action, dropped. On Slide 9, the question is key factor. The audio is, the most important factor is time management. Listing many factors can be a trap. However, the phrase most important points directly to time management, the key factor. Slide 10 asks, how many completed? The audio states, only a small number of participants completed the study. Participants is part of the context but not the answer. The phrase quantifying the number is, quote, only a small number. Moving to Set 3, Slide 11. The question is, why delayed? The audio says, the project was delayed due to lack of funding. Project is a repeated word trap. The crucial phrase due to indicates the reason for the delay, lack of funding. On Slide 12, the question is, was it effective? The audio states, although it was expensive, it was very effective. Expensive is a trap because the word although signals an opposite point. The speaker confirms, effective, so the answer is yes. Slide 13 asks, how long? The audio mentions, the data was collected over a period of 5 years. Data is a distractor. The question asks for the duration, which is explicitly stated as, quote, 5 years. For Slide 14, the question is, advantage? The audio is, the new method is faster and more reliable. The trap suggests only one idea. However, the audio provides two advantages, faster and reliable. Finally, Slide 15 asks, focus? The audio says the course focuses mainly on practical skills. The mention of course is a distractor. The keyword mainly highlights the primary focus, which is, quote, practical skills. Let's move to Set 4, Slide 16. The question is, what link? The audio states, the research suggests a link between diet and health. The trap is considering diet or health separately. The phrase link between clearly indicates the connection involves both elements. Slide 17 asks, opinion? The audio says most people agreed but a few disagreed. The trap is focusing on the, quote, disagreed minority. The key quantifier most points to the overall consensus, which is, quote, agreed. For Slide 18, the question is number of topics? The audio states, the lecture will cover 3 main topics. Lecture is a common term here. The number of topics, 3, is explicitly mentioned, directly answering the question. On Slide 19, the question asks, first stage? The audio is, the first stage involves planning. The trap focuses on, quote, later stages. The word first highlights that the relevant action is planning. Slide 20 asks, final stage? The audio states, the final stage is evaluation. Earlier stages is a trap. The keyword final leads us directly to evaluation. Now we begin Set 5, Slide 21. The question is purpose. The audio says, the system was designed to improve efficiency. System is a trap. The phrase designed to indicates the purpose, improve efficiency. For For slide 22, the question is past behavior. The audio is, in the past, people relied on natural resources. The trap is thinking in the quote, present tense. The phrase in the past confirms the answer, relied. Slide 23 asks, results? The audio states, the results indicate a significant increase. The trap is focusing on the general term results. The core result mentioned is a, quote, significant increase, or simply increase. On slide 24, the question is, opinion? The audio says, the theory was widely accepted. The trap is the word theory. The phrase indicating the shared opinion is, quote, widely accepted. Slide 25 asks, goal? The audio is, the company aims to reduce costs. Company is a distractor. The phrase aims to defines the goal, reduce costs. Moving to set 6, slide 26. The question is, known for? The audio states, the area is famous for its wildlife. The trap is focusing on, quote, area. The phrase famous for pinpoints the correct answer, wildlife. For slide 27, we ask, change? The audio says, the population has increased rapidly. The trap focuses on, quote, what population? The key change described is that it, quote, increased rapidly. Slide 28 asks, when introduced? The audio is, the program was introduced in 2005. The word program is a trap. The explicit time given is the correct answer, 2005. On slide 29, the question is, benefit? The audio states, the main benefit is improved communication. The trap suggests multiple benefits. The word main directs us to the singular benefit, which is improved communication. Finally, slide 30 asks, solution? The audio says, the problem can be solved by education. Problem is a trap. The phrase solved by identifies the solution, which is education. Welcome to set 7, slide 31. The question is reaction? The audio track says, the results were surprising. The trap uses the word results. The correct answer focuses on the adjective describing the reaction to the results, surprising. On slide 32, the question is feature? The audio states, the method is simple but effective. The trap focuses only on simple. The correct answer includes both features, as signaled by but, simple and effective. Slide 33 asks, cause? The audio mentions, the increase was mainly due to tourism. The word increase is the trap. The phrase due to clearly indicates the cause, tourism. For slide 34, the question is, first part? The audio says, the lecture begins with an introduction. The trap focuses on later parts. The keyword begins points directly to the first part, introduction. Slide 35 asks, target group? The audio states, the study focuses on children. The trap is the word study. The phrase focuses on identifies the target group, children. Now, let's start the final set with slide 36. The question is result? The audio states, the results were better than expected. The trap is expected. The full phrase, better than expected, gives the correct positive result. On slide 37, the question is, why failed? The audio mentions, the system failed due to technical issues. The trap is the word system. The reason for the failure is indicated by due to technical issues. Slide 38 asks, outcome? The audio says the project was completed successfully. The trap is project. The outcome is described by the adverb successfully. For slide 39, the question is reason? The audio states, the main reason is lack of experience. The trap focuses on general, quote, many reasons. The word main identifies the critical reason, lack of experience. Finally, we reach the final boss, slide 40. The question is, difficulty level? The audio track says, although it seems difficult, it is actually quite simple. Difficult is the trap. The word actually signals the true difficulty level, simple.